In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your videos look like a Christopher Nolan movie. To do this, we're going to cover 6 topics with practical applications, including depth of field, composition, camera movement, lighting, color grading, and lenses. A key visual characteristic of a Nolan film is the shallow depth of field. A shallow depth of field is having an area of the image that's in focus while everything else is out of focus. You can control the depth of field with the aperture setting on your camera. The aperture is the opening in the lens that allows light onto your camera sensor, and you measure that in f-stops. So basically, the lower the f-stop number, the more light that hits your camera sensor. And in order for us to maintain a shutter angle of 180 for natural looking motion blur, we'll need to utilize a variable ND filter or an ND filter. A variable ND filter is an optically transparent filter that allows you to adjust its opacity and to filter down the brightness of the light coming into the camera, just like a pair of sunglasses. The purpose of having a shallow depth of field is that it focuses your viewer on the subject and can keep things in the background from becoming distracting. Hoytema, Nolan's director of photography, utilizes center punching. Center punching is placing the subject about in the middle of the frame. To make sure you have your subject in the middle of your frame, you can enable guidelines on a monitor to help. The purpose of center punching is to keep viewers immersed and not left scanning each shot to find the subject. And then going a little bit farther, an image is technically two-dimensional, but you can compose your shot with foreground elements in the background and in the foreground in the same frame, making it appear three-dimensional. And a common way that Hoytema does this is he places his characters with their back turned to the camera on the right side of the frame out of focus as a foreground element, while another character object is in focus. Nolan movies are often regarded as documentary-like, and that's just because a vast majority of his films are shot handheld. A handheld shot is a shot filmed with the camera either being supported only by the camera operator's hands or their shoulder. A shoulder rig is a piece of gear that moves along with the cameraman. It allows filmmakers to capture movements and to move along with their subject matter, while still keeping the camera relatively stable, thus increasing the efficiency and speed of the production. Shoulder rigs can be purchased at varying price points from different brands like Tilta, Small Rig, and Polar Pro. Hoytema uses natural lighting in his cinematography. Natural lighting utilizes available light sources such as sunlight or practical lighting to light a scene or to capture shots without the use of artificial lighting equipment. By doing this, filmmakers can capture the raw emotions, true expressions, and the uncovered truth of their subjects, creating a powerful visual storytelling element that resonates with the viewer. Start utilizing natural lighting by simply placing your subjects near a window. A common lighting style that is used in Nolan movies is split lighting. Split lighting is a lighting technique that lights up half the subject's face while leaving the other half in shadow. This splits the face. This lighting technique creates a sharp contrast that makes for a more dramatic and moody image. Nolan's movies are shot on celluloid film, which differs greatly from digital in terms of dynamic range, color, and other aspects, thus giving Nolan films a very distinct look. While we may not have the opportunity to shoot on 70mm IMAX, we can utilize LUTs and plugins like Dehancer to help replicate the film look. Dehancer is a plugin that emulates film. It's available for Final Cut Pro 10, DaVinci Resolve, and Premiere Pro. If you'd like to try out Dehancer Pro, be sure to use my promo code Austin Smith at checkout and get 10% off your purchase. Another way to add style to your image is by adding a mist filter to your lens. A mist filter is a glass filter that diffuses light and creates a hazy, dreamy effect. A quote from Hoytema reads, "Through the years we have discovered that the sweet spots with IMAX are 50mm and 80mm. Anything beyond those focal lengths and you start to diminish the immersive quality of the image. There is a 1.97 crop factor going from 70mm IMAX to a 35mm full frame camera, so a 50mm and an 80mm on IMAX is equivalent to a 25mm and a 40mm on a full frame. If your camera has an APS-C size sensor, you'll need to calculate a 1.5 or 1.6 times crop factor on top of that. On the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K, that works out to about a 16mm and a 25mm equivalent. Hoytema likes to shoot on a wider angle for his close-ups and then on a longer angle for his over-the-shoulder shots. What is your favorite Christopher Nolan movie and why? Leave it down in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.